Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from the Turtle Club. My name's Dylan and today I'll be bringing you 5 tips and tricks on how to use the combo step effectively in Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. Let's begin. The first tip is how to combo on offense. Having a healthy amount of cards in your hand is key to winning games, so you want to make sure you're not ever just wasting cards when you combo. In the first few turns of the game, your goal will be to awaken your leader as soon as possible, and your opponent most likely has the same goal in mind. This means they'll want to take damage when you attack them, so making sure to not combo cards in the early game is important when you know your opponent's already going to take the damage. Remember, that 5k card you comboed while your opponent was at 8 life could be the difference in defending yourself later on. Try to ask yourself if comboing a card at this moment is really worth it. This will help in not wasting cards in hand early on, so you can have more plays, more options to charge in your energy, and more combos for defense. The next tip will be how to combo on defense. Like I stated earlier, your goal in the beginning of the game is to awaken as soon as possible, so when your opponent is attacking you while you're above 4 life, usually you don't want to waste cards in hand or boards to help you awaken faster and have more resources in your hand for later. There will be some instances where your opponent tries to hit you with a critical attacker early on, and this is where it will be important to judge whether or not it's worth it to combo out. Ask yourself how many cards you'll be using to get out of this attack, or if you need to take this hit in order to awaken soon. If it seems like it's not worth it, it's not the end of the world to get a couple of your life crit down in a game. Judging the exact amount of cards you'll need to get out of an attack is a vital part of the game, and doing the math in your head to make sure you don't over combo or under combo can win you games. The next tip is how to effectively use cards on board in combos. So in the early game, you'll most likely be playing a bunch of small battle cards, either draw you cards, help take life, etc. These cards you're usually not going to attack with, so effectively using them to defend or push with can save you cards in your hands. Let's say you played a 1 cost that drew you a card. A few turns later, your opponent attacks you for the same amount of power as your leader, and you only need 5,000 combo power to block it. This would be a perfect time to utilize that draw 1 card and get out of the attack. This way you defended the attack without using any cards in hand, so you'll be prepared for any more attacks your opponent throws at you. Make sure to not wait too long to utilize your cards on board though, as your opponent can remove them to deny you that combo power later on. The next tip is knowing when to combo cards to save your own battle cards. Keeping cards on board can be very important in putting the pressure on your opponent, but sometimes it can feel bad to use cards in hand to keep them alive. Your opponent is going to want to control your board to keep themselves safe, so knowing when it's worth to save a battle card is vital. Assess how many cards on your opponent's board can attack yours, and if it's worth the amount of cards in hand you'll have to use to save it. Is that battle card really needed for next turn? Also, keep track of how many energy your opponent has, because they could always play a card that could destroy your card with an effect. Sometimes forcing your opponent to deal with your board can actually take pressure away from your leader as well, so sometimes it's best to let them attack your board if your deck can easily build up another one next turn. Try to keep a healthy hand size if you're going to commit to saving your battle cards though. The final tip is actually one of the most important ones: when to combo for game. Knowing when to combo your whole hand away for the win can be risky, as super combos and extra cards can give anyone just enough to combo out of your swing. Assess the situation you're in first. How many cards does your opponent have in hand? How many active energy do they have? Do they have a leader effect that they can use to give more power? These are all important variables in determining if going for the win at that moment is worth it. If your opponent has that 1 life for example, sometimes poking at their leader with a bunch of smaller attackers first can be a good way to make them use cards. Doing this could actually force them to overcombo by having to use those super combos or extra cards. That way, when you actually go for game, you could have more cards to combo than your opponent, increasing your chances of winning. And that was 5 tips and tricks on how to use the combo step effectively in Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. Thanks for watching. This is a new type of video that we're trying out, so I'd love to hear what you guys think about it in the comments. If you found anything helpful, that'd be great to hear. It'd be great if you guys share this video with any newer players. That's the main goal of this, is to help newer players. So it'd be great to hear what you guys think about that. Let us know if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And thank you guys for watching again, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.